Hello, I'm Lois. I'm the founder of Restored Eden Physiotherapy, and today we're going to talk about overpronating our feet. So some people overpronate their feet, and what is the reason? Is it because of their feet? Is it because of their shoes? Or is it because they have weak glutes? Let's just have a look. So we're actually supposed to pronate our feet and supinate our feet. So pronation is where your arches come towards you, and supination is where your arches go away. So you're standing on the outside of your feet. Pronation is where you're standing on the inside of your feet. And it's the way that we're designed to have flexible ankles that just move around as we walk on different surfaces, and it protects our knees and our hips because we want our ball of our socket in our hip to always stay in the center of that socket. We also want our knees to always be perfectly aligned, and the ankle is designed to adjust accordingly. So if you have a very stiff ankle, then you're going to have problems further up with your knees and your hips and your back because your ankles aren't adjusting themselves accordingly. On the right side, we can see that this man is struggling to balance on one foot because of the overpronation. Running, he's hitting the floor very loudly with his heel, and then that's causing him to pronate even more. So I got him to take his shoes off and think about hitting the floor with his toes first, and that improved the running technique. So if you're getting a overpronation problem, then there are 5 things that need to be addressed. So are your toes separating adequately? If they're not, then you can get a silicone toe separator. Please contact me for more details about that. And then also, are you walking barefoot? Now, some people walk barefoot in their house, but I'm talking about walking on the beach barefoot, walking on grass barefoot, not being afraid to just go around with no shoes on, even if it means that you have to walk over a few stones every now and again. Obviously, if it's the midwinter and it's bleak outside, then you're not going to be walking with no shoes on. But for example, if you go swimming, then you're going to have to walk around the swimming pool area with no shoes on, and just being conscious of the fact that when you've got no shoes on, you're engaging your intrinsic muscles of your feet. So maybe you do have to wear shoes, but you could wear shoes that don't have much support underneath them. And then, are you able to engage your intrinsic muscles to do things like pick up a towel or pick up a tissue with one foot and just do that? Because your toes and feet are really like mirroring your hands, and if you can do all sorts of things with your hands, then you can do it with your feet. And you need to be able to ground your feet and engage them with what is going on, and not have them like doing their own thing but expecting your feet to support your weight. Okay, the next thing is, when you're running, are you striking the foot? Are you doing a heel strike or are you doing a toe strike? Ideally, when you're running, you don't really want to be putting your heel down. You want to be kind of going like that and touching the ground with your toes mainly. I think that if you do a lot of running, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about, compared to walking, where it's very much a heel and then lift off with your toes. If you're landing with your heel, then there can be a very loud noise, which you heard when my patient was landing with his heel initially, and that isn't efficient, and it's not fast when you're running, and it also creates too much overpronation. Whereas if you're just kind of doing that, then there's not too much pronation going on, so it just needs to be quiet. So the like for example, when you do a park run or a race, there are lots of people that as a physio myself, I observe many people running, and there are some people that have a very loud heel strike, and that is not ideal. They might be good at running, they might get a good time, but it's not ideal. And then lastly, how strong are your glutes? You need to have 5, there's an Oxford scale of 5 out of 5 strength for every muscle in the body, and that is the ideal. So it's not are you strong compared to Joe Blogs next door, it's are you strong compared to the proportion of your body. And everybody should be able to do a hip extension, hip abduction, and get 5 out of 5 strength when they're doing that. And if you don't have 5 out of 5 strength, then you need to be working on it and engaging your glutes, because when you engage your glutes, you've got control over your knees and your feet, and therefore less pressure is going through your feet. So if you would like to have an assessment, then please do contact Restored Eden Physiotherapy. You don't have to have a face-to-face appointment, you can have an online appointment. And look at the details below to know how to contact us. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.